Well, Justin Leon got into comedy more than 11 years ago, and he says the first time he did stand-up, he knew that's what he was meant to do forever.
Yet, after that first try, he didn't get back on stage for 2 years. How's that, we wonder?
And Justin's here for the first time on the Morning Blend. Good to see you, Justin.
It's nice to
guys.
meet you.
Thanks for having me.
So you do this stand-up bit for the first time, and it's another 2 years before you actually get back on stage.
But you loved it.
Yeah, but then real life happened. You know, you had to go back to work. I worked at an airline for a real long time, and so I had to get back to a real job.
But once you're out of it for a couple years, you had that first taste.
I was hooked.
Yeah. Was it hard though to get back up on stage?
No, because it was always, I wanted it back. So as soon as, because the first gig I did wasn't even at a comedy club. I had an aunt that put together some kind of comedy show thing, a talent show competition, and I was just in it to kind of host the thing, and that's when it kind of clicked. And then 2 years later, I did an open mic, and from that moment on, I've
that's
always
when
been on
things
stage.
took off for you.
Yeah.
What was it that resonated, that you felt at home in front of an audience?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble in school a lot.
In elementary school, you trace it back.
Yeah, so the teachers would put me in front of the classroom, but one teacher would always turn the desk towards the classroom. So it was like I had my own little audience right there in class. It was a terrible mistake on her behalf, but I loved it. I loved that attention and being able to stand in front of a group of people and making them laugh.
It didn't discourage you from getting into trouble. You're like,
oh no, it made it worse. I was doing time at the school every year.
How did Kansas City, your hometown, how did it help foster that side of you, do you think?
Well, especially in the comedy club scene in Kansas City, there's great comics that came out of there. We've had some huge names from Sinbad, Eddie Griffin, more recently Chris Porter, a guy named Tim Gaither, there's James Johan. There's just some nice, talented guys that come out of that class. And because we had a really rough comedy club there. The owners were kind of, you know,
they're sketchy?
Yeah, some sketchy characters. And we all learned that if you can deal with this, you can deal with anything across the country.
You can make it anywhere.
In comedy, if you can make it in Kansas City, you can make it anywhere. Absolutely.
So there was a recent show 4 days ago, maybe that recent, in St. Louis. What happened in the middle of your show?
There was a tornado warning. You know, so now we have these new things on our apps, on our phones, where everybody's phone goes off. So the tornado warning hit while I was in the middle of my show.
Did you see people looking down at their phones?
You can hear it because it makes an alert sound.
So what did you guys do?
Vibrate.
Did they take you to a basement
No,
or something?
we kept going because where the club was, it was right there, kind of protected, a little bit basement-like at this club in St. Louis. But it was a little nerve-wracking. It's the first time I've ever been on stage where that happened and all the alarms are going off. I said, I've always wanted to, hopefully if I was going to end it, I hoped I was going to go out on a stage one day, but this isn't what I was thinking about. I wanted a bigger audience when I went.
Were people leaving? Were some people getting up and leaving? Or
only one person left, a comic that came to watch my show. His wife was there with him, and she had a panic attack, and she had to go.
Because of the warning?
Because of the warning.
Was she not from the Midwest? Was it a new experience then?
I'm not for sure if she was or not, but he's got his hands full.
Speaking of weather, in Kansas City last night, they had some rotations, some scary, everybody's okay?
Everybody's family's fine. I called everybody, checked with everybody, and the Lee Summit area was hit pretty good, but I don't think there was that much damage as far as any loss of life or anything like that. So, but you know, we're being from Kansas City, we're used to that noise going off and protecting ourselves. Everybody knows where to go.
We're the same around Omaha. You know
so tell us a little bit about yourself. Family?
I'm a father of a crazy little 6-year-old. She's my heart. She's a funny kid. Recently, she was at the house. She's got my personality a little bit. She's real quick wit. The other day, she came over to the house, spent the night. Next morning, she woke up. She walked in my bedroom. She was rubbing her little eyes, and she looked at me. She said, "Daddy, what's that on your nose?" I had one of those breathe right strips. I said, "Sweetheart, it's a breathe right strip. Help Daddy stop snoring." She goes, "Oh, Daddy, it doesn't work at all."
She was spent.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of
listening to you all night.
Does it help though?
It's supposed to, but I'm a terrible snorer. I might have to get one of those CPAP things or whatever.
You know, they got this dental thing that you put in your mouth and it pulls your jaw. Have you seen those things?
I saw it
Stops you snoring?
Never
Could you sleep with one of those things?
I couldn't do that.
I
I need to be completely comfortable and laying flat and all that kind of stuff, but I'm just a terrible snorer.
When was the last time you were in Omaha, Justin?
It had to be over 5 years ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you this. He's taking Saturday night off because of the holiday.
That's right.
But we will have him between, 4 other shows? Tonight, tomorrow, and then
2
one
shows
on
tomorrow
Sunday.
and one Sunday, yep.
So if you want to see Justin while he's here, he is in such demand. He travels a ton.
Yep.
So it's a pleasure to have him back in Omaha. Call to get tickets or log on to funnyboneomaha.com.
And I would guess Saturday night you're looking for a fireworks show
I'm
or
looking
something,
for
right?
barbecue.
We'll hook you up.
I'm looking for fireworks. I'm looking for women in bikinis. So just point me in that direction, and that's
Well,
where I'll be.
if
do
you're
our
going to be
best.
staying out at Village Point, there's some homes in that area that can probably accommodate
Okay, all
Mike
right.
knows where a few of them are.
I'll follow you.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you for having me.
See ya.
Appreciate it.
you. All right, Pink